I don't like doing meal plans for people. Now, at the risk of sounding lazy, I should say I can do them, but I don't really want to do them. Again, I know they're another staple of the personal trainer life, firing out those top quality meal plans. But really, anyone can do these basic plans. But that doesn't mean they're actually any good, and that doesn't mean they're actually beneficial for you. Sure, you should see progress with even a basic one, but how long are you likely to stick to it? How long can you stick to it? I've done nutritional courses. I read extensively, but I am not a qualified nutritionist. And heads up, the vast majority of other personal trainers aren't either. So, should I really even be giving people these meal plans? I'm a personal trainer, not a nutritionist. So in my opinion, I'm qualified to give advice on nutrition, not necessarily to instruct. But really, I don't like meal plans in general because they don't put you, the individual, in control. Things like meal plans make you too reliant on someone else. The idea of hiring a professional to work with you is that you should be learning at the same time. When I'm teaching you exercises, you should be absorbing that information. When I'm teaching about nutrition, you should be absorbing that information. Then you should be applying it to your everyday life. I've said before, my main aim is to make my clients self-sufficient. And that's really difficult when you need these plans, often without any real information or explanation as to why you should be eating this, why you should be eating this much. If you don't have control and understanding, you'll reach your goal or the end of your plan, and you'll either need another one or you'll go back to doing what wasn't working before, because you haven't actually learned anything. You haven't learned to adapt your diet yourself, to create a diet that works for you. And that leads me on to the other reason I dislike them. They're often too strict. A real meal plan probably shouldn't start until after a long consultation process. I should find out about your recent food history, how many calories you've been eating, what food you like, when you usually eat, what a day is usually like for you, what your family life is like, what stresses you, what is your job like, what your activity levels are, what your relationship with food is. And even then, I have to hope that you're telling me the truth. I mean, food diaries are great and all, but I guarantee you a lot is being left off most of them. And more often than not, everything I've just gone through, none of that is really looked into. You'll get a pre-prepared plan. Maybe you have to put in a bit of standard information, and that's it. Food you might not even like. Food you'll get bored of eating over and over and over again. Timings you can't manage. So how likely are you to even stick to something like that? You might want to indulge one day. You might be feeling like crap, so you might want a bit of ice cream as some comfort food. Except that's not in the meal plan, so don't even think about it. Let's say you have a bit of ice cream tonight. You have to adjust the meal plan later on at some stage in the week. But you don't know how to do that, because everything is being spoon-fed to you. Unfortunately, not literally, and you have no real control. So a strict meal plan discourages you from following it. And a lack of control and learning means you don't know how to adapt it and apply it to your everyday life. The only person who knows what you go through, what you do on a day-to-day basis, is you. So you need to be the person in charge, because you're the person who knows how it will fit. You're the person who knows what you're likely to stick to. Some PT isn't monitoring everything you do. We're not looking over your shoulder making sure you adhere to everything. That's your job. So you should have the right tools to do that job. Start by making sure you develop a healthy relationship with food. that you don't have to take out everything you like. Instead, you just have the understanding of how to fit that into your diet. Educate yourself with an expert's knowledge, by all means. In fact, I advise that. And then make something that works for you. Because that's the best way to get life-changing results, because you'll be making real life changes. Thanks. Enjoy your food, and I'll see you next week.